we are at a new fish store here in Long Island. We are at Underground Aquatics. They're a new fish store. They got a lot of exotic, cool fish here. Let's go inside and check it out.
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's going on? So we're gonna go take a look at all these tanks. I was just talking to some guys first, right when we first got in here. But let's walk around and take a little look. Here we have a Cross River puffer. It's a very expensive puffer fish, and it's not a very common fish that you find. Has a very high price tag, and it's very, very cool. Got some cool plecos, some nice corridors. Oh, look at these guys. Wow. Take a look at those discus. We're gonna have to take another look. And a little elephant nose. We're definitely gonna have to take another look at these guys. We also have in here some pikes. Some Ingju pikes. These guys are really cool looking. Really nice looking pikes. Check this out, guys. We got some little Georges in here. Little wild Oscars. Kind of reminds me of a little bit bigger than when I first got George. George is a little bit smaller than this, and now George is probably a little bit too big to even go into a tank this size. This is one of our subscribers here, Lucas.
Yes, how are you?
Lucas is a good dude. He's actually got some fish for me in the past.
Definitely. It's going to be Oscars.
Lucas has been looking at this flower horn here for quite some time now. Follow Lucas on Instagram. I'll put a little thing down here if you guys want to go ahead and follow him.
Fish Tank Guy 125.
There he is. Whoa, looks like we got a nice hybrid catfish over here. Got some nice geophagus, corridoras, got some pikes, some Jack Dempsey's, really nice pikes. This is actually the same type of pike I actually lost from the velvet that was in the 125. Love this fish. These are not like a very aggressive pike. These are actually pretty chill, actually. So Underground Aquatics, they have a fish store like this, but they also do have a website. So you guys can check that out at any time as well. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check out their website. And while I'm saying this, I'm being looked in the face by these gorgeous, humongous discus. Take a look at the size of these guys. They're huge. Huge discus, gorgeous. More discus, more discus. If you guys are following along with the channel, you guys know I'm beginning to really get into discus now, so you guys know I'm loving this. These are some gorgeous discus, guys. And check this out, guys, a spotted Congo pufferfish. This is basically a little baby maboo. This fish will never get as big as a maboo. Probably only gets about 3 inches or so. I tried my luck with this, and unfortunately, tragic thing happened, a little bit of a heat wave, and I lost him. But right next to him is the bigger brother, the maboo. Got a big, gorgeous tank up there. Looks like we've got a silver arowana up in there, an albino silver arowana. Got some of these smaller, littler tanks. Over here, again, some of these like small, littler fish. Check out these vampire shrimp. These are the vampire shrimp I got. I got one of these guys in the discus tank right now. Loving this guy. Posting up some YouTube reels on him. Amazing. This is Chris.
How are you doing?
This is Chris, again, one of the other owners of Underground Aquatics. He's gonna hop in the video here and do a little bit of this fish store tour with us. So we're taking a look at the black arowana down here.
Black blue arowana. Yeah, we got these guys from Colombia. We had a couple of them. They don't like to be with each other, so that's why you can see kind of the frayed fin. So we just separated them. And we have some granulated catfish, pretty cool. Big European eel in there.
Here's some of the other black arowanas, right?
Yeah, those are silvers.
Oh, I'm sorry, the silver actually.
Silver arowana is also from Colombia. Some of the giant Raphaels. And then we got a phase 3 luteus.
Yeah, that guy's one. Those guys are always so nice. Once they get to that final phase though, and they're like pure yellow. Yeah. So nice. Tell me more about, I came in here a few weeks ago and he was telling me about these 4-line peacock bass. There's only one left now. Yeah, so there's one left. These are they call them Cichlid pliozona. So it's the only bass that has, you can barely tell, he has a 4th black bar on the tail. And you really don't see them ever. I saw them maybe once before. But look at these angels, man.
Yeah, those are wild.
This is the city of angels. These angels, they'll never get enough, from guys like me and you, the guys who love the exotics, they never get enough love, but yeah, they really are such gorgeous fish.
Yeah, they're like, really nice.
You set up a nice planted tank, so nice plants, where a lot of these angels, I mean,
they'll glow up a lot.
I always think of it like you invite friends over the house. What'll make them like? What will draw them to look at your tanks? And you can have big, nice red devils like this, and they look cool and they're mean and aggressive. This,
for the non-fish hobbies, this looks like a saltwater fish. The body shape,
gorgeous,
discus, and stuff
or nice. Like look at a nice tank like this, like nicely scaped tank, nice angels in there, good community tank. Yeah. It's like a picture frame. So Chris, why is it called Underground Aquatics? And what is it? What have you done to bring Underground Aquatics here?
But it started in a basement, and it actually looked a lot like this basement. A little messy. But it's Underground Aquatics because I used to sell fish out of my parents' basement, and that's where I started the name Underground Aquatics. And I wanted to keep the name, and I think it's a really cool name. And yeah, this is right over. These are all my OG stands I built when I was, you know, freshman in high school. These are all my OG tanks. This is where Underground Aquatics started, all the 40s.
And there's a breeding tank, right?
This is a breeding pair of dwarf pike cichlids.
Yeah, they're really nice.
That's as big as they'll get. That's male and female.
Guys, I was here last weekend, and I looked at this tank, and I was like, "Yo, are these pikes for sale?" But no, they're not for sale.
We'll try to get some fry.
Look at these sturgeons, guys. I posted these guys up on Instagram a few times. Like this is just crazy. Like these are such really nice sturgeons.
Yeah, we got some albino sterlet, then some high white diamondbacks. And some Chinese hyphen sharks and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I would love to get a pond to put these guys in. Like I don't think that the video can actually give it justice as to what these guys look like in person. They're like Pokemon.
Yeah, gotta collect them all. So these are all empty. This is my quarantine tanks now. This is where like all the fish from Brazil were in here. So they're pretty much all empty.
The cool thing about coming here to Underground Aquatics, which I love, is that the fact that he quarantines all his fish. So when you actually purchase a fish from Underground Aquatics, you're not buying some fish that just got out of shipment. It wasn't traveling for a day, 2 days, 3 days, delayed maybe a week. You're buying fish that have already been quarantined. He treats all the fish that already come through here. And everyone really kind of gets taken care of before you go out and sell, buy them yourself. You should still quarantine your fish, but he already quarantines a little bit for you.
Yeah, just in case. Even though if they're not showing any signs, we still, hit them with some medications just to clean them out, make sure they're good.
Right, especially for wild caught fish.
Yeah, and especially make sure they're eating before we bring them upstairs.
Now these guys...
These are pretty cool.
These are some cool catfish, right? They're catfish, right?
Yep, so the catfish, they call them the Cetopoma. Also, common name is a baby whale catfish or cookie cutter sharks.
And they have really sharp teeth, right?
Really sharp teeth. That's why I call them cookie cutters.
Chris is actually going to put some food in here because part of it is watching them eat, because it's crazy to see these guys eat.
Yeah, they hardly have eyes, but they jet around all crazy as soon as they smell it.
Wow.
Yeah, those come from the Orinoco River.
Oh my goodness. Look at these guys.
Stirring up all the algae.
That's crazy. And what, we have a Giardini over here?
Yeah, this was a drop-off, the big Giardini.
A lot of people are saying in my Instagram or post, my reel, that the fish I posted from the Long Island Aquarium wasn't a Giardini, and it was an actually Asian arowana. It was not an Asian arowana, it was a Giardini. It looked just like this fish, but bigger. Everyone thinks that any fish that looks like this is an Asian arowana. It's not an Asian arowana, guys. It looks like one, but if you put this in your tank, it's gonna kill everything.
Yeah, so that's why he's probably here.
They're very nasty.
He'll try to bite my hand right now if I put my hand in there. Pretty rare and unheard of cichlid.
Yeah, these guys are cool. We were just downstairs and Chris was telling me about these guys. These little cichlids are kind of like little pikes.
Yeah.
Like dwarf pikes almost.
So these came from Brazil with a Brazil import. I've never heard of them before, so I want to try them out.
Yeah, they're really cool. These guys are really nice. Alright guys, so we're getting some fish here, but I'll show you what fish we get when we get home. Where can we check you out, Chris?
You guys can check us out online at undergroundaquatics.com, on Instagram, Underground Aquatics LLC, and Facebook. We post everything on Instagram and online. All of our stock is on there.
Awesome. So in order to see the fish that we picked up, we actually need to go into the quarantine room. In the quarantine room, we have 2 tanks, a 20-gallon up here, And then we have a little 15-gallon down here, and that's where our fish are. In order to get good footage, I'm gonna have to sit on the floor here. So we actually got these cichlids. I'm not even gonna attempt to say their name. I'll just put it up on the screen here. They actually don't even have a common name. We picked up 5 of these guys. They're so cool. I've been watching them here and there, and they really like to stay in caves and such, and they actually also stay in like very high current areas like rivers and such. So this quarantine tank, it does have a little bit of flow coming out of obviously the hang on the back filter there. Also has the air stone, so it's not a crazy amount of current. We don't have like a actual like wave maker or anything like that in here, but as you can see, they are swimming kind of into the current that gets bounced off from there. So I think it's good enough. They're also a little bit territorial with each other. I read that as well about these guys. There's not much on the internet about them. Not a lot of content out there as well. But these guys are actually like, they live in rivers, and they're a little bit, they're like pike cichlids almost. I know pikes typically don't do well with each other. So these guys do well if they're in groups. So that's why we have 5 of them, and I hope I'm successful with them. They're wild caught. We're gonna have to, run some meds and stuff through this tank, so make sure you don't have any parasites or things like that. The other fish that we got, which they're very skittish right now, are these wild caught discus. Very excited about these guys. We have a lot of discus. We have some additional discus that you guys actually haven't seen yet in the tank above. You guys will see that when I show you my new plans for some of the new discus. This is like our 10th and 11th discus, I think. So we're gonna have a really, 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 really nice tank set up very soon. I'm going to be unveiling that hopefully in the next upcoming weeks or so. I know a lot of people are going to be asking, what type of, care am I giving these fish? The temperature in this tank is pretty warm. It's about 84 right now, 83, 84. And I'm not going to do anything special regarding water changes. Chris told me he wasn't doing anything special, just doing weekly water changes. And these discus have been doing great. Everyone's been eating in this tank. And so far, everything's been really, really great. I hope you guys thought that the fish on today's video was as cool as I did. I think that these wild discus and these cichlids are super awesome. Both of them are pretty rare. It's not, every day you see wild discus, and when you do, they typically demand an extremely high price. And also these little cichlids, I've never seen them in the hobby before. So big shout out to the people over at Underground Aquatics. They're a new store. I absolutely love them. This isn't a sponsored video or anything like that. I just genuinely love that fish store. So if you guys are local here in Long Island, you want to go check them out, be sure to do that. Also, if you aren't from Long Island, but you still like the fish that they have some in the store, be sure to go ahead and check them out online, and you can go make a purchase online and get it shipped right to your door. It's cool that we picked up these fish, but like I said, we have some pretty amazing plans for them. So be sure you are subscribed to this channel so you don't miss any of those videos as well.